Rachel Green wakes suddenly, disturbed by eerie sounds crackling through the baby monitor. Through the static, a low, rhythmic voice rises, unlike any innocent baby babble. Rachel leans closer, her expression now etched with deep confusion and growing concern. Rachel stares at Noah in his crib, a mix of dread and disbelief in her eyes. Noah's lips move silently, his eyes shut tight as he mutters in a chilling whisper, Domine, exaudi orationem meum. Rachel's hand trembles as she witnesses her son's unsettling display. Rachel presents a recording device to Mark, seeking validation. Mark dismisses her concerns with a wave, his disbelief evident. It's just baby talk, Rachel. You're projecting things. Rachel insists. No, Mark, listen. A 1-year-old shouldn't be able to articulate those syllables, especially Latin phrases I've never even spoken aloud. Rachel seeks guidance from Father Thomas inside the solemn confines of St. Ignatius Parish. The recording fills the room as Father Thomas listens intently, his kind face etched with growing concern. A profound silence descends as the clip ends, Father Thomas lost in thought. Father Thomas leans forward, his face etched with concern as he speaks to Rachel. He urges Rachel to bring Noah to the parish, his voice filled with urgency. Rachel's eyes widen with alarm. What do you mean, Father? Father Thomas responds solemnly. I've heard this before, but never from a child. Rachel hesitates, fear flickering in her eyes as the priest's words hang in the air. In the Greens' home, Mark stands guard, arms folded, between Father Thomas and Noah's crib. Father Thomas leans forward, hand outstretched towards the sleeping child. Noah's eyes snap open, wide and unblinking, a chilling void replacing innocence. A voice, ancient and malevolent, whispers through the nursery, Ostende mihi lucem, ne permaneum in tenebris. Father Thomas gasps, recoiling in horror as the darkness reveals itself. Mark laughs nervously. Are you mimicking a liturgical broadcast, Noah? Mark asks, concern etching his face. Father Thomas' voice fills the room. It's not imitation. Noah is speaking classical Latin and praying, not reciting nursery rhymes. Father Thomas looks at Mark. I am pale. In the dead of night, the house transforms, filled with an unsettling quiet. Rachel discovers Noah's toys arranged meticulously, defying the innocence of childhood. On the baby monitor, Noah sits upright, his whispers turning into solemn prayers that echo through the night. Mark sits on the bed, attempting to dismiss the unsettling events as mere sleepwalking, a facade of calm masking his unease. Rachel confronts him, arms crossed, her voice sharp with fear and frustration, countering Mark's attempts at rationalization. Her voice rises, cutting through the room. Stop pretending this is normal. Father Thomas returns to Green's home, a silhouette against the faint light. His face shows quiet urgency as he carries incense and holy water. This house feels old. Something ancient has been waiting here. In the quiet of the nursery, Father Thomas starts to pray. The night air crackles with anticipation. A cry pierces the silence. Noah's wail is not of fear, but of sorrow. The touch of holy water on the crib intensifies Noah's torment. The nursery is bathed in a gentle glow, shadows stretching and swaying with the movement of the mobile. Noah's voice echoes in the room, reciting in Latin. Non timebo mala, quoniam tu me cumes. Father Thomas freezes, his eyes widening as he realizes, this isn't possession, but supplication. Rachel stands, her face a canvas of worry, seeking answers in the solemn air. Father Thomas nods, his countenance heavy, confirming the unsettling truth. Is something speaking through Noah? Rachel asks, her voice trembling slightly. Father Thomas replies, yes, but not to harm, to beg. The chapel is ablaze, engulfed in a hellish orange glow, as thick smoke and terrified screams fill the air. At the altar, a lone monk remains, clutching a worn book, his lips moving in fervent, silent prayer amidst the chaos. The inferno intensifies, relentlessly consuming everything: the chapel, the altar, and the praying monk. Rachel sits in the dim light of her laptop, her face illuminated by the screen as she delves into the depths of digital history. The screen reveals the land's dark past, once home to a 17th century seminary, now shadowed by a tragic fire that claimed all within. A chapel once stood here, now only a grim reminder of a fire that consumed it in 1684. Rachel quietly slides the newspaper article across the worn wooden table to Father Thomas. Father Thomas picks up the article, his brow furrowed in thought as sunlight illuminates the room. The monk never finished the prayer. Died praying for deliverance, Father Thomas whispers, his voice heavy with concern. He continues, now, through Noah, he finishes what was never completed. Mark, his face marked by recent revelations, rushes to pack their bags, the gravity of their escape filling every corner of the room. Rachel moves with resolute care, her actions deliberate and imbued with a sense of sacred protection. In a gesture of profound devotion, Rachel gently places a crucifix in Noah's crib, a silent guardian against the encroaching darkness. In the quiet of the nursery, Noah lifts his gaze to the crucifix, a faint smile gracing his lips for the first time in days. In a soft whisper, Noah says, "Amen." The Green family walks away from their home, their departure marking a final, sorrowful farewell. Father Thomas arrives, his solemn presence casting a shadow of reverence over the abandoned land. With hands raised, Father Thomas begins to bless the ground, his voice resonating with ancient power. His warning echoes with resolute finality, not to build on this land again. 2 months later, Noah speaks like any child, the strange Latin and prayers gone. Rachel and Mark watch Noah, relief mixed with lingering unease. The parents observe Noah, their relief overshadowed by wariness. In the dead of night, Noah sits up abruptly. Noah whispers, "Libéranos, amalo." Noah sleeps peacefully, unaware of the fearful exchange at the doorway. Rachel and Mark share a glance filled with unspoken fear. Years later, the land lies untouched, a wilderness reclaimed by nature. A weathered, moss-covered stone hints at secrets buried deep beneath the earth. Father Thomas stands by the window, his aged face a canvas of deep contemplation. Time etches the passage of years onto his face, reflecting the weight of memories. His gaze drifts, lost in the echoes of past events within the parish walls, a family's plight replaying in his mind.